Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the RRR247 Saturday morning kickoff training call where we're going to talk about everything RRR247, everything that we have, all of our anchors, all of our programs, all of our tools, everything that we have available to you. And I want everybody to write this on the top of their notebook right now. Ready? It's our season. Write that down. It's our season. Every year, the same things happen. There's patterns, there's traditions, there's trends, there's things happen in the marketplace. This is the time of year that's always our season. There's a ton of people out shopping. They're shopping for something. They don't care. And especially if it's something they haven't seen before. Everybody starts shopping now, and they're shopping all the way till after Christmas, actually, because then they're looking for the 50 or 75% off sale to get ready for, the stuff that didn't move through Christmas. Everybody's shopping right now. Everybody's looking for something right now. And I'm telling you, 75% of our society, or better probably, wishes that they could stay home like we do. Right? That's something we all need to think about. It's our season, and now is the time to just make a commitment to yourself, make a commitment to your team, make a commitment to the one instructor that you have or one student that you have. If you're brand new, that's okay. Make that commitment. This is it right now. I'm going to set up 2022 to have the best year ever and grow and expand and pay it forward to as many people as I can. But 2022 starts right now. Now is when it starts. We always hear Tanya, Rory, everybody talk about what we're seeing right now is a result of what we've done over the last 90 days. Okay, so if we want a great 2022, these next 90 days are critical. This is where it starts. This is where it happens. I want to see everybody just make that commitment to yourself and hear you talking in January and February of what you've done over the last 90 days and what the results are and how excited you are about that. If you don't have that belief system, and Tanya's talked about this, use mine. Use hers. Use your MSIs. If you can't see it yet, that's okay. I've been here for 32 years. Tanya's been around for 3 decades too. Rory's been around for 3 decades. We didn't stick around for 3 decades because it's might be something cool or, somebody else said it was, great. And we've been sitting here for 3 decades waiting for it to become great. No, it's been great. That's why we stayed. That's why we're still here, because it's been great. This industry is amazing. It can give you the life that, some of us never got a chance to even think about or dream about until we got involved. It can change the entire course of your life. And all you have to do is become a student, read something good every day, listen to somebody good every day, stay on our calls, stay plugged in, listen to what Ryan and you're putting down here and laying out for everybody. And there's nothing that you can't achieve. And I want everybody underneath, it's our season, write this. This is my dream. And you can fill in the next line underneath that later. This is my dream. And here's what I want you to dream. I want you guys to dream. I want you to dream bigger than you ever have before. It's nice to have goals, right? Short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals, and big goals. But I want you to create one today, this weekend, today or tomorrow. I want you to create a dream that's bigger than anything you've ever dreamed before. It's something that would, if you won the lottery tomorrow and had $750 million deposited into your bank account, what is that huge, giant dream that maybe you thought about it a couple of times, but you pushed it away because you thought it was too big? That's the dream I want you guys to put on a piece of paper. I want it to be so big that if you won the $750 million that I said, hey, Susan, no, you're not allowed to have that one. It would make you cry and want to throat punch me. That's your big dream. Write that on a piece of paper. But understand this, it starts right now. This is our season, guys. Every year, this is our season. What happens in October, November, and December is always mind-boggling. All you got to do is not focus on the whole 90 days, focus on one day at a time, do as much as you can every single day. It doesn't matter if you only have 1 or 2 hours a day or you have 8 to 10 hours a day, like some of us here. It's what you do during those 1 or 2 hours that makes the difference. Employ yourself. Be as productive as you can be. Sitting on Facebook, sometimes days go by before I get you get on Facebook and get caught up. And then I don't even realize I'm doing it because I'm just focused on, helping this new student or helping this new instructor in training or doing this or doing that or making outbound calls or working with one of the other admins on projects. And then I go, wow, I haven't touched Facebook for 3-4 days. Imagine that. Because that Facebook is in addition to the real stuff that's paying you money. And the real stuff that's paying you money are the tools that we have inside RRR247. That makes sense? I want you to dream as big as you can and remember this. It's our season, it's our season, it's our season. So here's what we're going to focus on over the next 90 days. Our PBS pages. Those are gold mines. Those are unbelievable traffic generators. Even if you have an old one, maybe add a new paragraph to it. Just freshen it up a little bit. Take all the stuff that you've learned since you finished that page and add a little bit more to it. Add some more content in there and then share it. Our advertising should be going to our anchor pages, which is our number one anchor, Wine Ambassador. Thank you very much. And our number two anchor offer, Bella Vita. Costa, thank you very much. So if you haven't finished your wine pages, get them done quick. Do it this weekend. Knock it out. Commit to it. If you're new, just get your wine pages done. And as I tell everybody else, as soon as you finish the page, run one ad. You don't have to be the advertising queen right now in the beginning. Finish the page, run an ad. Go to the next wine page. Finish it, run one ad. Go to your Bella Vita pages. You got 3 in there. Finish the page, excuse me, run an ad. Finish the second page, run an ad. Finish the third page, run an ad. And that's going to get that traffic started. That's going to get you more acclimated to advertising. And then you can start doing 2 pages or 3, 2 ads or 3 ads or 4 ads until you become the advertising guru like Rory is. And you can sit down and knock out 20 of them, excuse me, 20 of them in an hour. Sometimes it could be overwhelming when we're looking at the big picture. Just get started. Take baby steps. Do 1 ad, then do 2 ads, then do 3 ads. And then, maybe place ads once a week and you can sit down on a Saturday or a Sunday and run 10 ads. Or you can get to where you're doing it twice a week or 3 times a week and you can do 3 ads 3 times a week. Just fine. Don't try to go out there and place 10,000 ads once. It doesn't work that way. It's the consistency, constantly being out there, that's going to help get all the traffic to your site. And remember, Sandy ran an ad, then Karen ran an ad, then Tanya ran an ad, then Tony ran an ad, then Denise ran an ad, and Susan ran an ad, and then Niall ran an ad. And I was number 9. I'm the one they see and they click on it. We all help each other. And if all of us are just doing a little bit, instead of looking at the big picture and go, oh, gosh, I can't be a master ad posting genius like Rory. It's just too overwhelming for me. I don't have the time. Great. Then just be a part of the team and everybody run 1 ad. How simple does that sound? Because Karen, when you post that 1 ad, I might have been number 8, then you're number 9. They're clicking on yours. You're welcome. And thank you if you're number 8 and I'm number 9. Thank you. Because people need to see things 9 times in advertising, right? Rory's talking about it, and Tanya was talking about that. So just get out there and post 1 ad. We got our Fine Wine Delivered page. Rory is talking about lately taking the invitation approach, inviting them to come take a look. Don't be a used car salesman, not push, buy. Share. Invite people to come and take a look. Look at your headers in your ads. Look at the body of your ad. Look at what you're saying when you talk to people. Be excited, be happy, share. Invite them to come and take a look. And if it's your people that you've known for a long time, it's always good to add this in there. Hey, it may not be for you, but I value your opinion. So if you took a look at my page and check this out, I'd be really appreciative of that. Any kind of feedback that you can give me. You give them permission to say no. You give them permission to walk away. It gives them, it creates more possibility of them saying yes and wanting to be a part of it. It's always worked that way. This may or may not be for you. It's okay, I understand. But if you could just take a look at my page, I value your opinion. I would love to hear your feedback. Maybe I could do a little better job on it or something. It's getting it out there, because if you don't talk to your center of influence and your neighbors and your coworkers, guess what? I might from an internet ad. Karen might talk to them next week from a V-marketing list. Stacy might talk to them. Tanya might talk to them. I might talk to them. So even if they say no right now, remember this, no doesn't mean no permanently. It means not right now. Yeah. But when they got a call from me or Tanya or somebody else later, and they start telling them about Wine Ambassador or Velveeta, they go, well, you know what? That's what Susan was telling me about. Maybe I need to go give Susan a call back. See how that works? Just get it out there and just share. And right now, there's so many people shopping. And yes, the people that we know and love and adore, our family, our coworkers, our neighbors, even the ones in the PTA, even the Karens in the PTA are looking for something to shop for. And even if they say no, at least you've put it out there. The exposure's out there so that when, Karen and Danielle and Carmen and Christina and Sandy all run an ad, and then they click on the next one, which was Tony Thomas, going in order on the page, then they say, wow, this is what Susan told me about, or this is what Rick was telling me about. This is what Levette was talking about a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I need to call Levette back and take a better look at this. That's how advertising works, guys. That's what we've always been talking about for a long time. And we don't have to be advertising kings and queens. We just have to be consistent, but a little bit out there at a time. So we have a fine wine page. We have a biohacking page. And within the last couple of weeks, I don't remember exactly when, I apologize, Rory built a top 5 gifts for the season. Everybody build that page? Raise your hand if you built that page. I did. Okay, if you haven't built that page, build that page this weekend. Get that page out there, top 5 gifts. All right, we've got some great things inside Cash Network Direct, which is another one of our great tools, and our fine wines. Make sure fine wines is on that top 5 gifts and Velveeta is on that top 5 gifts page, and then add 3 more. If you want more than 5, then just don't call it top 5. I call mine best holiday gift ideas. That's what I call my page, because I want to put more than 5 on there. Best holiday gift ideas, and we can keep changing that to best seasonal, best anything. We can just keep putting out the best gift ideas. But build that page this weekend. Everybody, raise your right hand. Put your hand on the Bible. I promise I do solely swear to build that page this weekend now, because it's going to make my PBS traffic so much better, and I appreciate you for pushing me to do so. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right, so
Niall, just to point what you were making is, you guys, he said everybody, even the people in the PTA. Well, you guys, I was on the PTA. I was the football team mom. I was the dance mom. I was the person that helped run the errands and pick people up. I needed this. Okay. I needed this then. It's here now, but I needed this then. So don't be afraid. And especially when you're asked, hey, you're so busy, but you're so happy. What are you doing? Share what you're doing, because at the end of this, what we're here is really to help others, right? By helping others, we're helping ourselves, but that's not the point of it. Is really, we're helping others. And then great success comes from those who have that kind of leadership. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to help. So just keep in mind, you don't know. And one of the takeaways that I took from the Velveeta conference, you guys, was one of the ladies up there. I don't know, you remember her, Niall? She was talking about, she's very successful. She was always on the run. She had a huge job, but she wanted this so she could be home. So she could be home with her kids, right? So when she finally figured out that she could make this kind of thing work, she was able to quit her job. And yes, it was a very successful career, but she's able to stop and be home and be around more. And I think especially those of us who are parents or even grandparents, we want that freedom. And there's nothing more. Freedom is, let me define it for you. Freedom is the ability to dictate your time, period. That's what freedom is. Everyone thinks it's money, money, money. Well, money leads to this, yes, but freedom is the ability to dictate your time. So whatever amount that is for you, that's what it is. So if you are able to pick and choose what you get to do, and you're able to do everything that you want to do, and you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, this is my day, that's freedom. That's what it is, friends. And that's what we're here to help guide you towards. So just don't forget that you don't know what's behind the scenes, right? And for me, like I was in a banking industry. I didn't know until I reached out to people that they actually needed this. When I started talking to people about what's your side hustle that I want to be my full-time hustle, when I started talking about it, guess what? They joined. They wanted to join. They wanted to do it too. They wanted to get out. If any of you guys have ever worked in those kind of jobs, they're very stressful, long hours. I didn't see my children for a long time in there. Luckily I had my mother to help me, but I didn't see my kids. So when I was able to stop, it was so amazing for me. Or when I was able to dictate my time. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that, because you just don't judge people by the book. I don't judge a book by its cover. Same with people, right? You don't know.
I remember the PTA days. That's why I brought it up at the last second. I seen you looking at, and I said, but I think the PTA has a bad reputation because everybody thinks it's the uppity moms, and it's not. It's the moms that are like the dads that just want to be more involved in the kids' lives, or kids' education, and what the school system's doing, and you get involved in the fundraisers and all that stuff. And those are usually very busy people. Sometimes very busy people can come off grumpy. They get a bad reputation. Right, Karen? All the Karens out there in the PTA, they're actually moms and wives and sisters and daughters, and they're just human beings just like all of us. Right. We just got to find the right way to share something with them. And when it comes to marketing to your warm market, I want you guys to think about this. I had a hard time talking to my warm market in the very beginning, 3 decades ago, right? I didn't want to do it at all. I didn't want anything to do with it. And then somebody laid it out to me in a different light. And here's what he said to me. You've been doing this your entire life now. You just never got paid for it before. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And he said, have you ever been to a great new restaurant in town? It was the best steak dinner you ever had. The vegetables were steamed just perfectly, and the service was wonderful. And the waitress and the owner stopped by your table and introduced himself. And you had such a great time that when you left the restaurant, you told everybody man, you got to go try the new steak joint out at the other side of town, right? Have you ever been to a movie where you laughed so hard or cried so hard like you never have before, and you left the movie theater and you said, oh, I just watched this movie. You guys are going to love it. Go see it, right? Okay, what did everybody do that when you said that? They tried the steak, and they all went and watched the movie, didn't they? The restaurant owner never said, hey, Danielle, hey, Cheryl, thanks for sending all that traffic my way. My business is booming. And the movie theater owner never sent you a check and said, hey, wow, ticket sales are way up because you went and told all your friends and family, and must have had 50 brand new people that knew you come here to the very next day and watch the movie and bought popcorn and soda and all the other junk they sell there. You've been doing this your entire life. You just never got paid for it. Yeah. And that's what you have to have, is a sharing mentality, not sales. Like I was talking about the page earlier. It's not buy. Wow, I've got something incredible and I would love to share it with you. Invite them to come and take a look. Invite them to try a sample. Invite them to try our wines by saying, look, if you want to host a party, I don't care if it's 5 people or 25 people. I'll bring the wine, I'll provide the wine, and I'll come over there and share this wine, but not just with you, but all your friends. Invite them to have a taste. Invite them to take a look. And
you never invite them, but you never know about the opportunity, right? That's what Niall's trying to say. And how sad would they be if, like he was saying, you didn't ask them, but yet I did, and then they joined under me. And then they come back around to you to invite you. I mean, you're going to look pretty silly, right? So just share. That's all he's saying is open the glass, pour a glass, have a great conversation with a great meal. Isn't this amazing wine? Guess what? We can get this delivered to our door, period. And it's the same thing with the Bella Vita. You're losing weight. Hey, Roy and I lost some weight. His cousin came over. He might even be on the call and said, what are you doing? Rory shared, gave him a sample pack. Here you go. Try this. See if it helps you to sleep better at night. Well, he liked it just for the sleeping mat. It helped him to go to sleep. And then he started taking it because he saw Rory's weight loss, right? So he shared it. So you just share. It's not as scary as it looks. And you just have to understand that it's okay if they say no. It's okay. You just still love on them, just like we would anybody else here, right? Just like when you're calling people from our leads or anything like that, we love on them. All things are done through love. So just love on them. Keep growing. Keep showing your happy, successful self. Trust me, they will watch you. They will see what you're up to. They will follow what you're doing. And when it's their right time, they will join. Just like we always say, when the student is ready, the instructor appears. It's the same thing with your warm market. When they're ready, you appear. You're ready. You're ready to get going. So
I'm probably the only one on the planet that has family and friends from the past that said, oh, when I see you having success, then maybe I'll try it, right? I'm the only person on the planet that has that, right?
no.
Everybody has the family members. And listen, family members, as I've told Tanya before, are the ones with best intentions and the worst advice sometimes because they don't get it. Yep. Even Jesus had a hard time getting his own people to listen, right? And I'm not going to compare myself to Jesus. So if he had a hard time, then I'm okay with it. Every time someone says no, it's just not right now. They're going to come around eventually. Steph got her dad on the products a couple of weeks ago. That was so impressive. She just kept taking it in front of him. She kept talking about him. Finally, he said, I'm having trouble sleeping. What's that sleep stuff I hear you guys talk about? Here's the box, Dad. Here's the box. There's 25 days. Let me know how that works for you. And he finished that box and came back for more. That's critical. That was key. That's how simple this business can be if we just keep it that way.
I love what he just said. So now I'm going to rephrase what he just said. She was taking the product in front of him, right? She whether she knew it or not, she was opening a conversation, right? So just think of it that's how simple it can be. Just take the product in front of them. Have them over for dinner as you would anyway with family and friends. Pour a glass of wine. That's it. And then they can say, "Oh, I like the wine," and you can talk about it. You don't need to like throw up all over them. Just talk about it. That's great. Isn't this awesome? We can get it right to our door. Anyway, just think of it that way. It's as simple as taking the product in front of them. I loved that, Niall. That was awesome.
Yeah, and remember, we have incredible tools, right? Rory and Tanya put together a system with PBS and access to an unending source of lead generation as long as we do things right and we protect the house and keep those sources there. And that's talking to people globally. That's building the online business. That's, real work from home, having a home office. But do not neglect the now money from our warm markets, because I'm going to talk to your neighbor and your family member eventually if you don't. We're all online. We have an online presence. One of us are going to talk to your warm market sooner or later. And if we haven't yet, you've just been lucky, because there's more and more and more and more of us. So just be ready to, and remember, give them permission to say no, and just tell them you value their opinion and you would love to give them a sample, and then let the magic happen by itself. Don't be pushy. Don't buy. Just share. And then when Lovette contacts your cousin, they're not gonna go join with Lovette. They're gonna say, "Thank you very much, Lovette, but I think my cousin Karen's doing this, so I'm gonna call Karen back and get with her, because she already showed me this 2 months ago, but I didn't respond to it." The right thing to do is to get to go to my cousin Karen, as long as you got a good relationship with your cousin and you keep in touch with your cousin, because what she talked about earlier, it's a true story. My cousin, I was with a company for about 3 years doing very, very well. And one of my cousins got a postcard, a mailer from somebody else in that same company. And they went, "Wow, this is what Niall's doing. But this guy lives closer to me, so I'm going to go over here. I think that's what Niall's doing, but I'm going over here anyway because this guy's closer." It was a big mistake. I should have kept in touch with my cousin, because he didn't understand everything. He knew that's what I was doing by hearsay through the family, but I didn't reach out to him specifically. He goes, "I think that's what Niall's doing, and this guy was close to me. I'm going to go." Well, he didn't have the same tools. He didn't have the same system like we have now. He got involved with the same company, but he didn't have the system that we have, so couldn't duplicate the same success. And that was a sad story. It's a real story. It happened to me and my family. Don't let that happen to you and your family either. And all of these people, as you reach out to them, if you give somebody samples, make a Trello card. Have a list. I got to get that terminology down right. Make a list on your Trello board that is full of people that you gave Velveeta samples to. Make a list on your Trello board of people that you talked to about wine or gave a bottle of wine to or hosted a party to you. And then on their card, you would put Mary hosted a party, and you put a list of the guests inside Mary's card. You don't want to make a Trello card for all those guests, but make a Trello card for Mary, put a list of those names that she had at her wine social that she hosted for you. So warm market make Trello cards too, because we don't know what the future has, but it also gives you a way to remember to follow up, due dates, notes. Hey, Mary, remember that lady Nancy that was at your party? That helps the conversations. And if it's 6 months down the road, Mary goes, wow, Tony, how in the heck did you remember Mary's name? Or how did you remember that conversation? Guys, that's what Trello's for. Notebooks are for us to take notes during calls or notes while we're thinking of something. Trello is for us to track our business and always give us something else to talk about. It's got due dates on there. It'll send you an email. You put the notes in there. You remember conversations. It's a beautiful tool. Make sure you're using it. So create a Trello card for everybody that you give a sample to also. Write this down about your warm market right now. One, it's now money. We're building futures. We're building residual income. We're building legacy income like Rory talks about. But that's warm market is now money. And it's also number two, exposure for your business. It's your golden arches that Tanya talked about last week, McDonald's. The golden arches says, hi, I'm open. I'm ready for business. You giving out samples as your golden arches. They let everybody know that you're in business. They don't have to say yes right now. They don't have to come running to your house and grab a box of or a bottle of anything. But they know you're open for business. So next time they see that sign, they go, oh yeah, I forgot. Who's next in line? Alan Oliver's open for business. He's in this too. I'm going to stop by Alan's store. Why would I go to some stranger store? I'm going to Alan's store because I know Alan. And here's number three. Here's number three. Customers are good for business because that's where we can also get referrals. A customer will refer other people. A customer will refer their warm market. Each customer could turn into 10 customers because that one customer could send you 9 referrals. Wow, this is great. I don't really want to do the business, but the product is fantastic. So I'm going to send Levette these people that are asking me why my skin looks so good, why do I have so much energy, and why am I losing weight? 9 people asked me about that, so I'm going to send them to you, Levette, because I'm really not interested in doing the business. But that just gave Levette a chance to talk more to me and go, are you sure you don't want to do the business? You just sent me 9 customers. You know how much money I'm going to make from those 9 customers? If you were just a part-time partner, you would be making that money from those customers. But hey, I'll keep accepting the money if you want me to. You know, let them go. Give them permission to say no. But I'll keep accepting the money if you want me to. And eventually, you know, maybe in the next 2 or 3 customers, they'll change their mind. Now money, exposures, referrals. That's what the warm market's about. Now money, exposure, referrals. And, you know, preventing Niall, Tanya, Sandy, or Tony Thomas from reaching your cousin. Because we're going to eventually, guys. We're growing. There's a lot of us. We are an army. We're a growing army, and someone's going to talk to them eventually. You don't have to be the king and queen of retail. You don't have to do the old belly-to-belly, face-to-face stuff as your main way to do business, but don't neglect. Do not neglect the now money from the warm market. But, you know, who's next in line? Maggie Lawrence. If you don't want to talk to your center of influence, it's okay. I will. And I appreciate the income.
And that's also key right there that Niall just said. You guys, we have our 2 up, right? We have our instructor. If you're not sure what to say or how to say it, ask for someone to be with you on the call. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys as well. Or just invite them and say, hey, I'm still just growing and getting into this. I'm really excited about it though. Just join an opportunity call on Monday. That's what it's for. Just join the calls. That's what the opportunity calls are for. They're there for people when you invite them in. They're there for the new people joining, so they can have an understanding of what we have to offer. And they're just so amazing because people can then really see, especially when someone is giving their version, their version of truth to that company, like their belief in it comes through, right? So I get really passionate on those opportunity calls because I have a huge belief in them. I know the product is amazing and I know the income you can make is amazing. If you don't give up, if you just keep moving forward, just keep going. So
That brings up another good point, Tanya, about the Monday night opportunity call. We announced that as the Wine Ambassador Opportunity Training Call, right? But it is an opportunity call first. It's opportunity training call. Opportunity is teaching you how to present Wine Ambassador, our number one anchor. But listen, guys, it's not just for us to log in every Monday and listen to the training over and over and over. Repetition is the mother of all skill. I get that. We're gonna understand it more and more. Don't stop dialing in. Keep listening, because the more you listen, the better you're gonna be. But start inviting guests. We need to grow that. We need to if Tanya's taking her time to do that call on a Monday night, we need to get some people plugged in and listen to what Tanya's got to say. Rory's doing that call. We need to get some people plugged in and listen to what Rory's got to say. We need to start promoting that again, and promoting it even harder right now to get people on that call and listen to what Tanya Ricker's got to say about this thing called Wine Ambassador, the Wine of the Month Club, the direct consumer industry that's shipping fine wines to people's homes. We need to let the people hear about that stuff. If you're not ready to talk to somebody about that and do its opportunity training call to teach you how to present the opportunity. But if you're not ready to do it, then get them on Monday night and let Tanya do it for you. Yeah. Or let Rory do it for you, or whoever's doing the call that Monday. Let them do it for you. Don't wait till you're ready. Let them do the work for you. If they're taking the time out of their schedule, already crazy, hectic, busy life, to do another call. Goodness, maximize the possibilities there. Get your people in front of them. That makes sense. That's what that call. That's where we need to stay focused on with Monday nights too.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to be a very quick. That's why I want it to be a quick, sizzle, fun call. Right? Talk about the product, talk about the opportunity, and then end it. It needs to be that fun, fresh thing because, y'all, it is fun and fresh. It's wine. So, I mean, that's another hour training, but I get so excited about that. It is fun. It is fresh. We just have to remember that. And it's the same thing with our Tuesday night calls. Those are the opportunity for our PBS. Guess what? You can invite your family to do it as well. You can use your warm market for that as well. Well, we're here to support everybody. We don't care how they come in. We don't care how they recruit. We want to support everybody. So it's the same. That's the same thing. We're there to do it if you can't. We're there to help you. We're there to encourage you. You guys are never alone in this because you will always have us. We'll always be there to hold you up and help you. So
together, everyone achieves more. Mm-hmm. Team.
Yes, sir.
And that Tuesday night call, that's a good point also. That interview in the beginning of a different MSI every week with one of their up-and-coming students or instructors. You don't know who that story is going to touch or who it's going to relate to. There's going to be somebody dialing in that was in that same situation or from that same occupation or, the same background. And that's going to push them over the edge. Wow, that really touched me. This sounded like me. If she can do this, I can do this. Or if he can do this, I can do this. If they can do this, we can do this. Those Tuesday nights, that MSI interview and a student or an upcoming instructor in training, whoever they're interviewing, those stories. I had somebody in the industry that used to say this all the time: stories sell, facts smell.
Absolutely.
Stories sell. I don't even remember who said that. We probably do.
They touch my heart, you guys. Every time anybody gets on there, I'm almost brought to tears from those. Because I love that you guys can see the passion and belief and really our vision that we're trying to do here. So when I see and hear you guys do that, it makes me I always well up with tears because I just love that you guys are starting on a path to success for yourself, to freedom for yourself. So it makes me, and so if they're touching me, they've got to be touching somebody else, right? So you just never know. So I look for, it's my favorite call by far, is my favorite call.
Yep, me too. Because we get those stories, and then I get to introduce two fantastic people, Rory and Tanya Ricker. So I think what we need to do is start making Sunday our goal setting day. Goal every Sunday, you guys should be sitting down and just planning out your week. What do I want to accomplish this week? Where am I heading this week? Who do I get to help, and how am I going to do that this week? And Tanya, I think there's nobody better that I know on this planet than organizing your week and setting goals than you. If I would be, I'm going to plead to you, if you could spend a couple minutes helping everybody just organize their week and set goals. They don't have to be giant goals for the week. Just have something in front of you that makes you reach, makes you grow. Would you be so kind as to share your unbelievable and still amazing to me abilities to plan a week and set goals?
Sure, I can go over that. I love these, you guys. And I guess this year, the beginning of this year, I did a whole goal setting process. I will be doing that again here, probably in December, so we can kind of prep for the beginning. So I'm just going to suggest a couple things here, and then we can go into it though. But it's always going to be the same thing here. For me is the pathway to a goal is you have to know what it is, right? So your goals are first and foremost. You have to have what those are. And please, please, please understand that I want you to have goals in all areas of your life, okay? Obviously, this is a business area right here. This is an income area, but it's also an education area, right? So there's goals in all different areas that you can have right here. I mean, if you're not used to being a leader, that can be a goal as well, but there's goals in all areas of your life. And Rory and I especially want you to be balanced. So we understand you come here first to fix your pocketbook, and then you can move on from there. So when we set goals though, they need to be well-rounded. I think there should be balance in all things. And we need to make sure that our souls, our spirits are also being balanced, right? So I'm just going to put out my thing there, because if you guys don't know, I'm first and foremost a Christian. I believe highly in loving and affecting others and helping them grow and build themselves. And I've kind of already told you guys that this is his philanthropy, and mine as well. But I'm really here because I want to help women, especially. I have a complete belief that women need to help and encourage each other and edify each other. We came from that background of where there was only allowed one woman at the top. Guess what? That's not the case. I want as many of you up there as we can get. So I'm here to help encourage you and teach you guys being a strong, powerful woman is a beautiful and thing. And we all need to own our own power, right? Our own vision. So anyway, let's go on to the goals here. You have to, the best thing to do is, like I said, is have your goal, what you want to achieve. So we're going to take this purposely for income. You want to, maybe you don't want to quit your job. Maybe you just want a little extra money. Then that's your goal. Maybe you want to quit your job. Maybe you want to retire here. Then that's your goal. You know, maybe you're not here for money. Maybe you're here because you want to help others. Then that's your goal. Okay. So whatever your goal is, that's what you're going to start with. And then from there, you can write what you need to do to get there. Right. So I always say your goals are a roadmap to your big dream, your goal, your end thing, whatever you're trying to achieve. So that's what they're there for. So some of you guys only have a few hours a day that you can do this, right? I'm going to speak to those of you. What do we need to do? So if your goal is income related, then you need to do whatever you can to get that income filled, right? So if you are in prime time to make calls and you're doing something else, you're wasting your time, period. So when you are off work or you're at lunch and you're like, that's my time to do calls, call, fill up your pipeline, schedule your flows, because that's what's going to change your income, right? So we want to do that first and foremost. Do whatever we need to do to get the contact. And then once we get the contact, then that's our top priority, because now our word is our bond. We have to fulfill that. So that should be your step. Now, if you're here as an instructor and you just want to help people, well, then guess what? you still need to do the similar thing because you're going to have to call people, right? You're going to have to reach out and call people and share that belief in what we have to offer other people. And then by that, you're going to be helping build people you've already signed up. And this is what I want to impress upon you guys as an instructor. If you're becoming an instructor and you're signing people up, you're giving your word to them that you're going to help them build. Okay. And that's what you're here to do. We're building a power lake because both of the things we have are binaries. So binary means 2. So we are going to have their team leg. It should be a runaway leg. And then as they get going and they understand it, then they can work on their other leg. And there's when they will see the income, right? But anyway, you have to promise. And once you start building the inside leg, the other leg that's not your runaway leg, now you're making a commitment to build 2 legs, both of your legs, right? And that's what we need to do. So whatever, I'm going to go more into this, but right now I want you to focus on, okay, what do you want? How much do you want your income to be from Wine Ambassador, from your PBS, from Bella Vita? Those are your goals. What do you want from those? And then let's write the steps that you need to take. And I always break them down by monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay, so this is what I want from those 3 areas. And then these are the steps that I'm going to need to take to get there. So whatever they are, I need to reach out to X amount of people a month. Okay, let's break that down. How many is that a week? Okay, how much is that per day? How many hours of your time are you taking up? And then fill that in there. And I always suggest, if you guys are doing your mapping out your schedules, is that you make sure you leave a time for a flow. Every day you should have a time for a flow. If it's not filled, then you can fill it with calls or sending your V marketing or whatever. And then you should have at least one day a week that you are updating your PBS and you're app marketing to your PBS. Now, again, I'm talking to the part-timers, people that are here full-time. That's a different story. But if you're working on a different, you have other jobs, you have other things, then that's what I'm going to suggest to you is at least you have one day a week that you set aside that you are touching on your pages or adding a page or 2, and then your marketing. You have to. We always talk about the 50% should be in content, 50% should be in marketing. People don't know where to go if you don't put it out there. And so when people come to me and say, it's not working, my first question is always, how much time do you spend marketing your pages? Well, a lot of times it's 0. Okay, well, and how are you going to, people don't know where to go if you don't direct them, right? So your ads are directing them to you to help them. So just remember that. So those should be your goals. Now, if you're a full-time person here and you want to, then it's completely different. You should be touching on you should be marketing your pages at least 3 times a week, I think. Just 3 times a week. It doesn't need to be forever. It can be 30 minutes if you want to. I know we have a lot to fit in, but that's why we prioritize everything. And that's why I'm going to tell you your priorities. Your priorities are anything that you've committed to, 1, because our word is our bond. And 2, it's getting those calls, right? We're trying to get the calls for the income. So that's your second priority. Your next priority is going to be in attending all your trainings and everything that you have for that, any calls, any team things. And a part of that priority is inviting people to those, right? So you have to attend the calls, but you should also have to invite people in. So you need to be inviting people in as much as possible. And then your next one is going to be marketing yourself. You have to constantly be marketing yourself through your V marketings, through your ad postings. Those are things that are really important for you to do. Your PBS is your business. That is your business. So you need to manage your business, right? And that's really important that we do that. Does it need to be perfect? Absolutely not. But I'm going to tell you right now with your PBS, your goals should be focused towards the holidays right now. So right now your goal should be, okay, I'm going to write pages for gifts. We have a lot of products that we can offer for gifts through our PBS. The next thing should be, let's talk about, we're going to talk more about wine in the next hour or really here soon, but it should be, let's add a recipe page with some photos about that wine and how to get it. Your links on that page, how to get that wine. This is the perfect time. People are looking for this actually. And Wine of the Month clubs or wine directly to your door is becoming more and more relevant. People understand that it's available now because of marketing. And we joined this at the very beginning, you guys. We were some of those voyeurs right into this, the first people to touch into this. And so now that we have that opportunity, now we're there to share it, right? So people now are looking more and more, what should I join? Where should I get it? So that's why marketing is so important, especially if you're pairing it around a meal, a holiday meal, or a gathering, or an occasion, that like a celebration, whatever. But if you're having those pages and you're sharing them, that's what's important. You're going to see I'm giving Rory a bunch of recipes and things. He's going to be doing some pages on for Thanksgiving, different things. I'm also have some recipes for Halloween that I usually always have a Pinot Noir for Halloween. Guess what? We have some great ones. We have a brand new label winner, and then Thanksgiving, I always will have, we always have a cab, and guess what? We have a great one. We have a label winner. There's a reason, and then we have our Christmas and New Year's, and we have another label winner that we can share. So we have 3 right now that are very, very relevant to the times that we're in and that opportunity that it gives you. So making sure that you're advertising those, you're putting the time into your PBSs to share those links. That's very important. And here's another thing I want to tell you about that is you never know who you're going to touch and how they can change your life. And believe me, they change your life just as much, if not more, than you change theirs. You guys have all changed my life so significantly. I thank you for it. So anyway, I think that's about it. That's what I would recommend. Focusing on those things and making your time valuable. I definitely, if you guys want to follow my path, every Sunday is my down day. It's my day that I invest in my relationship with God and family. So that's my day that I really wholeheartedly, obviously throughout the week I am as well, but that's my focus day where I'm focused on what I need to do and making sure that my path is aligned with my higher power and then with my loved ones in my circle, right? So that's what I'm always doing on Sundays. I'm filling out my time. I'm doing my things that I need to do with that. And then I'm moving forward with my goal setting for the week and how I can achieve that best purpose, right? The best path that I need to, whatever that is. So I'll write out my weekly to-do list. I call it a junk drawer because it's just sitting there. And then I allocate that time where it needs to go. Whatever I need to get done, I move it throughout the week. And every morning, at the beginning of the morning, I start with a cup of coffee and my schedule. And I start writing out, okay, this is what I'm going to accomplish today. And I time slot it in there. Okay. And that's what I do. And be focused in whatever you're doing. That's so important, you guys. You could say, okay, I'm going to make calls right now, but you don't really want to. So you're waiting and waiting and waiting. And you're like, okay, I'll go. And then, oh, thank God they didn't answer the phone. No. You gotta be in it and be excited and be ready to go. Right. So just make sure whatever you've allocated, if you've allocated that you're on Goya, you're on Goya. If you're allocated that you're doing outbounds, you're doing outbounds. If you've allocated that you're going to work on build a couple PBS pages, you're focused and worked on that. Every break that we take, it takes about 25 minutes away from us. And you break to go get a drink of water, that's 25 minutes. So just make sure that you mark it. And I actually have breaks in there that you mark in your breaks too. Don't forget to eat. Those are important. Those are relevant. So just mark everything out. And especially when you're first getting going and you don't understand, that's why I have a timed plan. I have a timed schedule, but mark it out for a little bit. And of course, you're going to have to make tweaks to it because goal setting is a living and breathing thing. And you have to make tweaks to make things work for you. So that's what I do. Every Sunday is my day that I after I do all my other important things. And then I work on my schedule, which is very important as well. But I work on my schedule throughout the week. And I'm usually sitting down with my spouse, my significant other, which you guys should, if you have one in your life, you should sit down with them so they can be on the same page as you, right? They can buy in, they invest. This is my end goal, babe. This is what I want, babe. Okay. And this is what I'm going to do to get there. That's that buy-in. It's also called communication. And we ladies love that kind of stuff. Just saying. So make sure we're buying in, make sure we're understanding, we're connecting with our loved ones so they understand they're on the same path that we're on and they know our purpose. And then we can talk, what's your schedule? What do you need from me this week? Is there any time I need to set aside for you? Because at the end of the day, who's the most important person is besides yourself, right? Your relationship with God and your spouse, then your children. So just make sure you're keeping those connections whenever they need. But don't allow yourself to be pulled away by your kids. Trust me, I have adult children that still think they need a mommy. They do, obviously, but You know, they'll be calling me like over and over again. Why can't, like I've had lots right now. Why can't you answer the phone? But because I'm focused on what I'm doing right now, this is important. So when I'm over, I will reach out to them to make sure everything's okay. We have a code 911 and just have that too. It's emergency 911. So you know it's emergency. So, and if they abuse that, they lose it. Anyway, that's about it for me, guys. I love you all.
Just saying, I like how she goes, just saying. Let me add to that, just saying, with, for those who have ears, let them listen. You know, people, when they walk the walk and talk the talk, we need to pay attention, because that's where we all want to be. Kenny, you touched on something about not prejudging. A really quick story. Imagine if no one knew who I was when I entered this industry. I had hurt my back and had to go back to school to be retrained with a wife and 3 kids. And I thought I was going to be okay, but I ran out of money before school was out. But anybody looking at me at that moment in my life, seeing this 30-something-year-old guy with a wife and 3 kids back in school, so broke he can't pay attention. So what I used to say, so broke I couldn't even change my mind. They probably thought, this person doesn't plan very well. He did, I don't know what he did wrong, but he made a whole lot of bad decisions to be where he's at right now in life, because they didn't know me. But there's a couple of people, a lot of people prejudged me for that, but there's a couple of people who never did. And those people seen something even more in me than I seen in myself back then. And that's why I'm sitting where I'm at today. Never prejudge anybody. And when Tanny was talking about setting goals and knowing what you want to do and accomplish every week, I wanted to add just this little last piece. And this goes for everything that we do. Learn how to employ yourself. And here's what that means. Even if you got to play a game. Sometimes I used to play mental games. I used to say, hey, I am at that level. It's just not official yet. And I'd like print a picture of it and put it up there. I played a game with myself all the time. Hey, I'm unbelievably wealthy, but I knew that there was only a couple $100 left in my bank account, right? But I would tell myself, no, I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy. Money's going to come. I'm not worried about money. I'm not going to. And it always did. So play this game with yourself. And it doesn't matter who. You could say you work for Tanya. You work for Rory. You work for Niall. You work for your MSI, whoever your MSI is. Pretend that you are employed by them. And then ask yourself this question. Were you productive enough today to still have your job? Mm-hmm. That's employing yourself. And everybody that wants to move up the ladder and make more money, ask yourself that's another question. Was I productive enough to ask for a raise? Could you go to your boss, if the boss was looking over your shoulder, could you say, see how much I did today? I deserve a raise, right? That's employing yourself.
Love it.
I had great people in my life like Rory and Tanya Rickard and some other company owners that were just great mentors and loved teaching people, and they're true servant leaders like they are. And that's why I was able to do everything I did over the last 32 years. Learning little lessons like that. Learn how to employ yourself. We all have life. Everything happens. Life happens. Things happen. My adult kids, I was on a conference call yesterday and Nico sent me stuff that was busted me up. And I was like, dude, I am on a call. I put the phone down. He didn't use the 911. He just wanted to send me something funny. It was a bad timing, but they're remembering that because I was semi-retired for a while. We all have life. We all have the cat that throws up on the floor. We all have the dog that got in the garbage can in the backyard that you got to clean up. We all have a tire that needs replaced on our car. We all have all these things. Rory and Tanya's tires go bald every now and then too. Well, maybe not, because Tanya probably pays better attention to it, makes Rory get them changed. But you know what I mean. Nobody's immune to it. No one's immune to it. Nobody is immune to all these things that life throws at us. But all of them are nothing more than obstacles that we only see them if we take our eyes off our goal and we're not living a daily method of operation that is in learning how to employ ourselves. That's personal development, right? Not easy. And not everybody could do it, or everybody would be doing it. Who says that, Rory? Not everybody could do it, or everybody would be doing it. But if you practice every day and you just get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, and you stay a student and you learn just one new thing every day, then you're going to get better every day. That's it. So Tanya, thank you, man. I know I called you out there and said do a goal training at the end. I just appreciate you so much for doing that. And I got notes while you were talking. I always do. And that's the end of our RRR247 call for today. So I'm going to end this recording after thanking you again for everything that you do for all of us.